size ill, and so this little intro. So I've now edited my video, having been a bit better, and so you're suddenly gonna switch. My desk now, which means we're at a new level over here. As you can see, I have a very tidy room. The challenge, I was kind of amazed by how many of you said you'd want to go to Europe. It's because I take it for granted, because I mean I can get an hour and a half train journey and I'm in the centre of Paris. England, yeah, come to the nice bits if you do. Go to like London and stuff. Go to like the countryside, Devon and stuff if you do want to come here. But in no circumstances go sort of to our, well, I suppose all countries have iffy areas. British people make the worst tourists. Like, really bad. Like, a country does not want British tourists. You end up British tourists, your country is doomed. We make such bad tourists. And I'm a good one. I'm respectful and stuff, but there are a lot of not respectful people in England. Oh yeah, we had a second leadership debate. Thing on Twitter. Unless you've localised your trending topics, which I haven't, I kept on worldwide because I like to know about world affairs. Our leaders debate got to #1 in trending topics, which kind of sparked some really aggressive comments from abroad. Like, I'm not joking, like some of them were really offensive actually. These comments offended me as a British person, and I don't know what country they came from, but they were quite offensive. Some of them kind of saying, this is our site, get off our trending topics. Others kind of like, nobody cares what's going on in your country, go away. Others just like, they were just, as a British person, there were some very anti-British ones, and there were some swear words in which I'm not going to repeat. It makes me kind of annoyed that people don't care about the world they live in. Like, I know for a fact that there was an Iraqi, who posted the tweet just like, it's not like any of us care. Nothing on your island is going to affect the rest of the world. That seems like the most idiotic thing someone's ever said. He's saying that right when there's an American and British illegal war going on in that country. And he says that. That really annoyed me. How much ignorance do you have to say something like that? The political propaganda video thing. I'm up for making it, but I prefer to make it after the election, if that's okay with you. Just because while the propaganda video is actually true, it does some elements of falsehood, and I don't believe in misleading people during an election. It goes against kind of my morals. I just think that lying in politics is something that needs to go, and that's why I like Nick Clegg, because he is very honest. Like, people in the newspapers say he's the only one that's being honest about like cuts and stuff. Like, we've got a massive deficit, like £100 billion deficit, which we need to somehow pay. And you know what? The Conservatives and Labour want to go spend £100 billion on a nuclear weapon system that A, is highly hypocritical, and B, doesn't even need to be replaced yet. We want to double our deficit with... Sorry, I'm really sorry for boring you in politics. Okay, basically the reason is I just don't want to like feel like I'm lying to people during an election or affect people's votes. I think people should read the manifestos and stuff, vote themselves. And by the way, my dad, he gave his vote to me. Even though I'm under 16, I got to choose who he vote for. Oh yeah, I found this like political compass site, which like told you whether you're socialist, capitalist, liberal, anarchist, whatever. And it turns out I have the same political compass as Nelson Mandela and Gandhi. So that's pretty cool. Although something which really confused me is that they put Gordon Brown in the capitalist section. No. The Labour Party is a socialist party. So I don't know where they got that from. Like, you only have to look at their Wikipedia and they're like, European Socialist Parties, Socialist Parties International. I mean, like, I'm a socialist, so I should agree with that, but I hate Gordon Brown. Which my aunt met Gordon Brown, which, if I cared, I'd be like, but I hate Gordon Brown, so I'm gonna go now. See you tomorrow, Paul.